Hello friends, it's indeed a great pleasure for me to interact once again with you from this platform CA Club 21. Today we are here to discuss about the recommendations that has been presented by the 45th meeting of the Council of the GST, which was recently held in the Lucknow, and under the chairmanship of Union Finance and Corporate Minister Mrs. Nirmala Sitharaman. It is very important to learn what they have discussed and what they have recommended. The very first, that about the COVID pandemic. As you all aware that there was subsidized rate, concession rate on the medicines like Remdesivir. It was 5% or the nil rate, whatever. So it will remain same at the concession rates, but the duration is extended. My dear friends, it's point to be noted that before it was the 30th September 2021, now it has been extended till 31st December 2021. The concession rate will be applicable. Moreover, the medicine used for the cancer treatment, the rates have been reduced from 12% to 5%. However, some items, their rate has been increased, like the renewable source energy, solar energy, the rate has increased from 5% to 12%. Similarly, the next is about the brick kilns. If there is any manufacture of the bricks, there is a composite scheme which will be applicable from the 1st April 2022. There is a threshold limit of 20 lakh rupees, and if you are not availing the input tax credit, then you have to charge the 6% GST. If you are availing otherwise, you have to pay the 12%. So this is about the brick. The next welcome step taken by the council is about the job workers. My dear friends, as you are aware, there is no tax involvement as such in the job working, but there was a very big, what should I say, there is a big trouble in filing the quarterly returns because it was prescribed quarterly. Now they have making another limit of the 5 crore rupees. If the annual turnover of a job worker is up to the 5 crore rupees, then they have to file annual return. Otherwise, it's a half yearly return. Before it was quarterly return. So it's a big time saving and the energy saving of any job worker or an accountant. So it's a welcome step, I can say. The next is ineligible tax credit. What about this? There was a big ambiguity before, but at the same time, it's very important to learn that it has a retrospective effect. Meaning thereby, it will be applicable from the 1st of July 2017. Before, the department used to charge a 24% interest on any ineligible input tax credit. Now, this ambiguity is totally removed. If it is only availed and not utilized, meaning thereby, if you have ITC is availed only, if you have not utilized, then no need to pay tax at all. If you have utilized, but it is wrongly claimed, and department later realized that is not eligible, ineligible input tax credit, then only 18% interest will be charged, not unlike before 24%. It's a welcome step. The another welcome step recommended by this council, that is the cash ledger. What is the cash ledger? See, on the same PAN, if I have so many registrations in the different states, certainly, meaning thereby, if I have somewhere credit, let's say I have branches in Mumbai, Faridabad, Noida, Gurgaon, like this, and there is a cash ledger balance in the Mumbai is 50 lakh rupees, and if I want to pay some tax in the Gurgaon branch, before what was the scene, I have to claim the refund from the Mumbai, and I have to pay the tax in the Gurgaon. But now, it is removed totally. You can avail the input tax credit of the Bombay in the Gurgaon branch as well. No need to go the hassles of the refund and then pay the taxes, all these. You are free for this now. But remember, this is only for the cash ledger. No input tax credit can be shared between the branches. It's like before, it's for the cash ledger only. Now there are several things which are recommended for the seamless and the flawless movement of the GST, which I read before you. The very first is the Aadhaar authentication. It is for any refund process or something like this. I just read for you. This is Aadhaar authentication or registration to be made mandatory for being eligible for filing refund claims and application for revocation of cancellation of registration. Second, late fee for delayed filing of GSTR1 to be auto-populated and collected in next open return in form GSTR3B. The next one is refund to be disbursed in bank accounts which is linked with the same PAN on which restriction has been obtained under GST. Rule 59(6) of the CGST rules to be amended with effect from 1st January 2022 to provide that a registered person shall not be allowed to furnish Form GSTR 1 if he has not furnished the return in Form number GSTR 3B for the preceding month. Rule 36(4) of CGST, Rule 2017 to be amended. Once the proposed clause AA of Section 16(2) of CGST Act 2017 is notified to restrict availment of ITC in respect of invoices, debit notes, to the extent the detail of such invoices, debit notes are furnished by the supplier in Form GSTR 1/IFF and are communicated to the registered person in Form GSTR 2B. With these words, I would like to take leave from you and assure we will come again with the new amendments and the interesting topics. Thank you very much for the patience hearing. Thank you.